for a long time this season. All right, sounds like they're just about ready to get rolling, giving the riders their final instructions on preems, laps, riders getting pulled, and, of course, podiums. Defending champion Jennifer Valente, you saw get the call up earlier. Riding for the 2020 Show Air team. Can she repeat this year? And how about the new national champion? Good to see Leanne Ganzar in the Stars and Stripes after picking up the national championships in Knoxville, Tennessee just a few weeks ago. So one of the first few times that she's had the chance to fly the Stars and Stripes jersey. All right, underway and rolling the 2018 ASWB Boise Twilight Criterium underway. Pro women on course for an hour. A little bit of wind out there tonight, but other than that, pretty much perfect conditions for racing. Temperature hovering right around 80 degrees. Just a slight wind coming out of kind of south-southwest here. But other than that, should be perfect for these riders tonight. Crowds starting to gather in downtown Boise. We've had amateur racing going all day, but it all culminates with the big pro races under the lights here as the sun starts to set. We are in the shadow of the Idaho State Capitol building, right on the start-finish line. Really couldn't ask for a better course than what these riders have tonight. Well, not taking things lightly here. They've certainly gone to the whip early. See the field starting to string out. First lap in. We'll take a look at the riders on the front, see who's feeling aggressive early. They're going to start ringing up the preems with $100 on this lap. Well, that'll certainly make things interesting here on the second lap. We'll see who wants to pick up a little bit of cash. Now, this will go to the winner of the lap. These preems are lap prizes. It has nothing to do with how the riders finish overall. It goes to the winner of this lap and the winner of this lap only. The riders don't know when the preems are coming, so a little bit of a surprise when they spring those on the riders. Colavita Bialetti looks well set up here. A couple riders in the green jerseys off to the right-hand side of the picture there. 2020 Show Air has a couple riders in the mix as well. We might see them, and it looks like ASWD starting to move up with the pink bikes up the right-hand side of the peloton. You can see they're playing the waiting game right now. Nobody wants to be on the front, so the group's starting to bunch up. They're all watching each other. Nobody wants to lead around that final turn, so they're trying to force other riders up to the front to set up for this preem sprint. All right, Amy D Foundation staying on the front here. In fact, there's a little split there. And they're going to bring up cash and points on this lap, so this will be an important lap for the riders here. Those four up the road already have a good split. We'll see if they can roll this one, although it looks like ASWD starting to close it down. Riders starting to move up the outside of the field. This is a good time to do it. Speeds right now aren't terribly high. Energy for the last couple laps. If you've got a good sprinter in this race, you're hoping to set it up for a field sprint tonight. But if you don't, you're going for a breakaway, and I think that's what Hagens Berman Superman is trying to do here. I said at the start of the race that this squad was going to be one of the most aggressive out there tonight. I think they've been the most aggressive. Harriet Owen is the next rider to go now. Owen's going to take a few riders with her. We'll see if they're going to work. I think that's Chloe Digert Owen. Second, we'll actually check that. You can see the damage it's done to this field, stringing them out. Harriet Owen out of the UK in that red helmet. Now working with the reigning U.S. Criterium National Champion, Leanne Ganser, up there. Now, Ganser rides for the Wolfpack presented by Hyperthreads team. She wears a different jersey than her teammates as the current Criterium National Champion. And that's Ganser up on front displaying her Stars and Stripes jersey right now. Oh, more riders getting dropped off the back. Wait. Not even 15 minutes in, and they're already starting to put some riders in trouble here. Another attack coming up the right side. It's a classic counterattack. So Harriet Owen is the first to go. That move is brought back, and now they go again. Now you see everyone craning their necks, trying to get a look at who's up on the front, whether or not they need to be worried about this move. I think that's Lily Williams moving up to second wheel. See how quickly Ganser's dropped back, about halfway through the field now. And go figure, Hagens, Berman, Superman. Brichetto opens a little gap again, coming across the line here. A lot of riders attacking right here on the line. I think part of that, honestly, is because bigger crowd here on the start-finish stretch. And you can see they pull the plug on the backside. No one wants to do work at the front right now. Long way to go to the finish with still 45 minutes of racing remaining, but Starla Teddegreen is going to take a stab at it. So just as things start to calm down for the first time in this race, Starla Teddegreen not having any of it. And the Hagens Berman Superman team goes back to the whip on the front. She's going to take a few riders with her. We'll call that 5 away. Wow, Ganser got back up there. Now the real question is how many riders try to go across this gap. Relatively small right now. They're all sizing up this breakaway. If they like the chances of the breakaway, they're going to go with them. If they don't, they're going to ride them off and stay sat in. 2020 show air already has one up there. I think that's Shayna Pallas trying to go across the gap with Chloe Digert-Owen already up in there. Unfortunately, it looks like too many riders going to try to bridge up here, and that'll be it for the separation. Ganser takes a look behind her. That is not what she wanted to see. She was hoping to see at least a few seconds back there. All right, they're ringing up 100 cash on the line this lap. Peter Mullins with Shayna Pallas opening up a couple seconds here. Kelly Samuelson shaking her head, trying to close the gap into turn one. Samuelson, it might be Kim Lucy. We'll check the number as they roll through. Just as the catch is made, Hagens Berman Superman goes again. It's a real pleasure to watch this team race, I got to say. Teams like that are what make Criterium Racing great to watch, great to participate in. Keeping things tough up on the front. Oh, Tina Pick trying to close the gap up on the front of the field. That is not a good sign for the Colavita Bialetti team. If they are, in fact, riding for Pick, they've got a deep roster here at Boise. And they're throwing more money out there. Another 100 this lap. Ali Dragoo takes a look back, likes what she sees, and she's going to go with it. Tina Pick, look at the massive gear Pick is turning into turn number 1. All right, so this is Rochetto, Dragoo, and Kim Lucy, the LA Sweat Rider, sitting in second position here, but this is not good. There should not be a gap between Ali Dragoo and Kim Lucy. They need to get this together, get into rotation, and start working together if this breakaway is going to make it tonight. I think Dragoo might just be a little too powerful for these two here. She's looking back like, come on, I can't wait much longer. Rochetto's not going to go around Lucy. And looks like that's going to allow a few more riders to come up out of the field to join them. Liza Rochetto tried to come up for the $100 preem, but Ali Dragoo rolled across the line for that one, no problem. Another split back there. And then everyone starts looking around, wondering who's going to close the gap. A little bit of a split back there, but this one might be too big, so they're going to try to split the group again. Chloe Dygert-Owen looking over at the makeup of the breakaway next to her, and she says, I got to get out of here. So she's going to try to thin this group again, make it more of a breakaway than a selection, which it kind of looked like before. And yeah, they're going to keep hammering here. You see everyone looking back, trying to take inventory of the damage that they've done. Chloe Dygert-Owen is a nightmare to have on the front if you're just trying to hang on to this race. Oh boy, this is a great setup for 2020 show air. They got 3 up here in the split. Everyone else with just 1. Dygert-Owen continuing to push. Now, Chloe Dygert-Owen really made her name racing on the track, picked up a silver medal at the 2016 Games in Rio in the team pursuit. A multi-time world champion in both the team pursuit and the individual pursuit. And picked up a couple gold medals in Richmond, Virginia as well for the Road World Championships back in 2015, where she pulled off the incredible double in the time trial and the road race. Well, they're ringing up a preem for 50 cash, but I don't think that's going to affect this breakaway. Lily Williams, I think, is much more interested in trying to get away up the road than she is in 50 bucks. So I wouldn't expect to see these riders race against each other too much up in that front group. I think they're really going to try to roll this one. This is a pretty big group for this field and this course. The gap is still small enough that riders can come across, and they're taking advantage of it now, realizing that this might not be the breakaway you want to let go. Jen Valente up in this group as well. Also part of that women's team pursuit squad, picked up a gold medal at the World Championships last year, 2017. That was her second team pursuit gold. They got it back in 2016 as well. And she was also part of that Olympic silver medal squad along with Chloe Dygert-Owen. Another member of that squad, Kelly Catlin, riding for the Rally Squad, not here tonight. She raced in the time trial yesterday and decided to pull the plug on the crit tonight. I think that was Lily Williams just sneaking out of the bottom of the picture there. So Williams opened up a significant gap here. Wow, dangerous move here. All right, they are ringing the bell for a points premium. Look at the split behind the second group here. Yeah, this is a major turning point in this pro women's race here. If you're on the wrong side of this move right now, those panic bells better be ringing because you got some incredible riders up the road. Olympic medalists, world champions, and they're riding away with the top 15 spots of this race right now. Lily Williams not looking like she's going to let up and wait for these riders here. She's going to let them come up to her. Same situation here. 3 2020 show air riders. They're saying, come on, get to the front, do some work here. Well, if I'm a solo rider with no teammates in that group looking around at 2020 show air, I don't know that I'd be real eager to get up to the front and do a whole lot of work either. A lot of the responsibility going to fall to those 3. Leanne Ganzar has made it up in there as well. And then this is the real story to watch. The last riders trying to make it across the gap and jump onto this train. That's Tibco's Emily Newsom tacked on the back out of Fort Worth, Texas. Williams still away with just a couple seconds. And seems to be in her own world right now. Lily Williams, a former collegiate runner. In fact, held the mile record at her alma mater of Vanderbilt University for several years. Recently graduated from Northwestern University with her master's degree in science journalism. And a big pickup for that Hagens-Berman Superman team. Her mother actually represented the United States in the Road World Championships. Sarah Doctor was Lily Williams' mom, part of the world's team. So pro cycling runs in her blood. Actually, elite athletics run in her blood. Sarah Doctor was really well known for speed skating, but she's a pretty impressive cyclist herself and made it onto the world's team. Yeah, this is a big problem for these riders in the field. This will be the break of the night tonight. So if you're back in this group, it's time to start figuring out how you can get across that gap or how you can start bringing those riders back together. See a little bit of communication up there in the breakaway. Field's working together. They got a little train up there on the front. Now, any team represented in the breakaway not going to contribute to the chase here. So if you see a 2020 jersey on the front, you see a Hagens-Berman Superman jersey up there on the front, they are not chasing. They're actually trying to slow down that field so that their teammates up the road in the breakaway can get a little bit more time. Yeah, look at Hagens-Berman Superman up here at the front. I mean, I can't believe the other teams are just going to let them block and set tempo here. 2020 show air, they've got 3 riders up in the break. I mean, there's no reason to let that team control the tempo of this field. We know exactly what they want. We know exactly what their plan is. And the other teams seem content to let them control tempo. Tibco, and I think that's Emily Newsom, confirming that was Newsom first across the line. Remember, she was one of the last riders to bridge across. So she came into the group just 2 laps ago, got to the front, and now goes on the attack. Can take Starlet Teddergreen with her. And now Colavita Violetti finds themselves in a tough spot here without a whole lot of help from the other teams. Pretty much all the other big teams have riders up in the breakaway. Newsom opens a little gap, gives the elbow flick to try to get the Huggins-Berman Super Mint rider to come around. Yeah, see, this group I think is a little too big. They're having a little trouble working together. Yeah, they're going to split it again. So now Tina Pick back on the front. Yeah, that would be 12 riders if that stayed away, but this is exactly what Chloe Dygert-Owen was trying to do up on the front here. Now, ideally, she'd like to split the group and take both of her teammates in this group with her. Ali Dragoo is the rider at the back there. We're number 7. Yeah, Dygert-Owen is frustrated here. It's kind of the price you pay for having the most riders in the breakaway in this situation. All the other riders are nervous about going up against 2020 show air. Even the talent level of the riders up there. I mean, you're talking about going up against an Olympic silver medalist on the track. I'd be sitting on the wheel. I know it's frustrating for Chloe Dygert-Owen, but it's hard to fault the other riders for not wanting to do a whole lot of work and trying to get 2020 show air to do most of it. Field, meanwhile, spread out all over the road as they try to get organized. Colavita Bialetti, so gap actually coming down now. Now they're going to try to preem the breakaway. This will be a big tell. They're ringing up 200 cash on the line to the winner of the lap. And the real question here becomes, do they race for it or do they just roll it through? Pretty hard to split a preem 12 ways, so I wouldn't be surprised to see someone jump out of this group. Meanwhile, gap behind him is falling and falling rapidly. I think that's Laurel Rathbun up on the front in the green Colavita Bialetti jersey. Yeah, that gap is coming down. Rathbun might have been the lifeline that this field needed. Colavita Bialetti did a nice job keeping riders up on the front, at least keeping this breakaway within striking distance, and they're still up there. Colavita Bialetti not represented in the breakaway, so they need to get up here really more than anyone, and this break not going to sprint for the preem. Probably a good call if they're trying to make this breakaway work. Peter Mullins rolls across the line first to pick up $200. Again, this move not really about the preems for Peter Mullins. She's trying to win this race tonight for the Huggins-Berman Super Mint team. Now 2020 show air is going to go again. Chloe Dygert-Owen looked back and realized how small this gap had become. So like anything, if you want it done right, you got to do it yourself. Yep, they are going to split this one. Just as the field was about to make the catch, I mean, they were losing a consistent 3, 4, 5 seconds every lap. And I think Dygert-Owen realized it and said, all right, we're going to keep this one going. So she hits the gas again. So far, splits 4 riders off the back. Emily Newsom struggling to close the gap there. Rachel Canning tacked on the back of the remnants of the breakaway. Remember, this was 12. Maybe going down to 8 here, although it looks like, oh, this beautiful racing from 2020 Show Air. Digert Owen pulls off the front. And then I think that was Valente countering here. Now, this is just brutal racing. They are toying with this breakaway right now. I don't know that we've seen another rider in this breakaway do any work other than the 2020 Show Air team. Newsom is going to go now. So Newsom hits the front with Chloe Digert Owen on her wheel. Yeah, that's exactly what they wanted to do. So 6 riders clear now as they split that breakaway in half. And I think that's the perfect number for 15 laps to go. Remainder of this breakaway. All the big teams have, I think, the riders they want up there. Lily Williams would definitely be the brake rider for Huggins Bourbon Superman. Chloe Digert Owen for 2020 Show Air. Leanne Ganzar for the Wolfpack Hyperthreads team, who did have 2 up there. But it looks like that's going to go down to 1 with just Ganzar up on the front. And then Jen Valente tacked onto the back for the 2020 Show Air squad. Problem here is they have to keep driving it, trying to keep these riders off. Peter Mullins trying to come up. And Kristen Arnold now finds herself in the hurt box. Just a few bike lengths off the back for Arnold. And she's going to make it back up in there. So she has regained contact there in the red jersey of the Meteor Intelligentsia squad. And just like that, the gap starts going back up. They're at plus 15 seconds right now, and it may be growing. So Newsom pulling on the front. And Colavita Violetti once again has the responsibility of the chase fall into their lap back in the field. Williams, Newsom, Ganzar. That's Esther Meisels in the white jersey of the Point S Nokian team. Brenna Rice Simpson, the LA Sweat rider. Talked about the 2020 Show Air riders with Valente, Chloe Digert Owen, yeah, gap through another 3 seconds on that lap. So pace being set up here in the breakaway just a little faster than the pace being set back in the field. You can see the riders starting to panic a little bit back there. Amy D Foundation going to roll away with Ryan Levering Foundation leading the chase. Newsom flicks the elbow off to the side, trying to tell the rider behind her that she's going to be moving off the front. It is now Lily Williams' turn to come forward. A little nonverbal. 50 cash on the line. Emily Newsom going to jump out of this one. She says, yeah, for 50 bucks, I'll put in a little dig. Look at third, fourth, and fifth place in that field. It was 3 2020 Show Air jerseys lined up. You'll see them next time we see a shot of the field. And they're really just dominating here. Now, to be understood, this is a big race for 2020 Show Air. Their team principal, Nicola Cranmer, calls Boise, Idaho home, along with their star rider and, I guess, sort of director on the squad. The pride of Boise, Idaho, Kristen Armstrong. Armstrong is also Chloe Dygert-Owen's coach. So a lot on the line tonight for the 2020 Show Air team. All right, 8 laps to go as they come across the line. 3 laps have expired, so if a rider has a mechanical issue, they are out of luck. They will not be able to go into the pit and take a lap to get that bike fixed. Haven't seen many mechanicals tonight, so shouldn't be a problem. These roads are in pretty good condition all the way around the course here. This breakaway is going to have to be really careful to make sure they don't start racing against each other too early in this race. They don't quite have this one in the bag yet. Still in danger of being caught, although I think the gap is growing. They're out of sight on the short portions of this course. So between turns 1 and 2 and between turns 3 and 4. But the field can see them on the start-finish stretch and the backside of the course. Oh, there's the field just around the final turn. As that lap counter going to change to 7 to go. And they've gone up to 19 seconds on the gap. Very bad news for the riders in the field here. ASWD Foundation and their last-ditch efforts to try to bring this break back. Colavita Bialetti's got to be disappointed that they missed this move. A lot of strong riders in the green jerseys on that squad, but just wrong place, wrong time when this split happened. 2020 Show Air riders having a little chat, trying to figure out their finish strategy here. See Chloe Dygert-Owen talking with Jennifer Valente. Again, 2 riders that know each other's riding style well. They were on that silver medal Olympic pursuit team together, the 2016 Rio Games, so they might just be mimicking the team pursuit here for the last 7 laps. Newsom up on the front, trying to figure out what she's going to do here. Certainly outnumbered as the only Tibco SVB rider in the break. Same story with Esther Meisels on the back there, the white jersey for the Point S Nokian squad. And got to give this team credit. ASWD Foundation still pulling on the front of the field to bring these riders. And then Laurel Rathbun leads the chase. All right, break starting to play the games now. Kristen Arnold makes her appearance up on the front. This is great news for the field. Still at 5 laps to go. This is relatively early for the field to start playing games. So they're going to slow down their overall speed here as they look around at each other. And if the field gets a look at this, that might reinvigorate them to try to bring this one back. Kristen Arnold is going to try to roll it. She says, hey, if you guys are going to play games, I'll hit out on my own. So the rider out of Columbus, Ohio for the Meteor Intelligentsia squad makes a solo break now. Relatively quiet for most of the day in the breakaway, but she's making herself known when it matters here with 5 to go. Arnold's not going to get any help. She's stuck out there all by herself. This is a really tough place to be in the final 5 laps. And the field behind her making no effort to come join her. Or I should say, I guess now chase. We'll call that chase 1 off the left-hand side of the screen. And then the rest of the field behind him. Kristen Arnold going to go all in on this move. They're going to ring up a preem for the field as well. Breakaway is not eligible for the preem here, so that might pick up the pace. This one not over yet. Yeah, 2020 show air after, I think, thinking that they were comfortable, have now put their two back on the front as, once again, the gap starts to fall. Kristen Arnold, though, will be out of sight of that breakaway here. Between turns 3 and 4. So Arnold with a really interesting solo move here from a long way out. Oh, man. This gap getting massive for Kristen Arnold, as it is now just over 10 seconds back to Jennifer Valente. And look at the AMD Foundation back in the field. All of a sudden, Chase 1 is in danger of being caught by this field. It was about 7-8 seconds from the back of the break to the front of the field. And about 10 seconds from the solo rider Kristen Arnold back to Jen Valente, second wheel. Man, if Arnold pulls this off, it would be the ride of a lifetime. See Kristen Arnold with a bandage on her left elbow. A crash about a little over a week ago. Not much damage. Looking just fine, if you ask me. Now 2020 show air says enough is enough as they step on the gas. That's going to shut it down for Kristen Arnold. She goes back into the fold as Chloe Dygert-Owen hits the gas on the front. She'll turn it over to Leanne Ganzar as the Criterium National Champion leads the break. A bold move by Kristen Arnold. She's going to go back to the back of that break. No one will be expecting her to work. And she's going to try and recover for the end of this one, though. Ganzar wants to get off the front ASAP, but they're having none of it. This is what got the breakaway into trouble in the first place. Almost getting caught just a couple laps ago. And now the teamwork falls apart again. It's a good chance for the new riders to make their way up to the front. Esther Meisel showing her face up in the wind. And this breakaway is riding like they've got about a 45-second gap, but in reality, it has now gone under 10 seconds. Williams up on the front. Oh, boy. This will be down to 1 to go here on the line. And this would be one of the most epic fails of the season if this breakaway gets caught before the end of the night tonight. 2020 show air, after doing all the work so far today in the breakaway, now has to find the last gaps, and this field is going to catch the breakaway. Unbelievable. With 1 lap to go, the field comes up. They will make contact here, with Kristen Arnold tacked onto the back of the break. Well, I might have spoke just a second too soon because Chloe Dygert-Owen gets back on the front here. Lily Williams, second wheel. Now they're back to it on the backside of the course. All right, they're going to be okay. Wow, I thought for sure that one was coming back. Now comes Brenna Rice-Simpson up on the front for the LA Sweat Squad. Around the final turn, onto the finishing stretch. They open it up wide as the field wraps around the final turn. Here comes 2020 show air, right up the middle. Leanne Ganzar going to challenge, but 2020 show air with Jennifer Valente pulls it off in Boise. Well, it was touch and go there for a minute with the breakaway, but Chloe Dygert-Owen steps on the gas in the last lap for the perfect setup to her teammate Jennifer Valente. As they get the win, Lily Williams goes second place, and the Criterium National Champion Leanne Ganzar will have to settle for third. There's Chloe Dygert-Owen, cooked on the back after her effort. Gave everything she had in support of Jennifer Valente, and it pays off tonight for the 2020 Show Air team. You can see the sprint. Lily Williams really the only rider I think that had a shot here on the wheel of Jen Valente, but just couldn't find the power to come around. And Valente crossed the line with a win by about a wheel.